I know you've been outspoken about defending victims of sexual assault due to the past allegations against Jim Jordan that he turned a blind eye to sexual abuse. Give you any reservations?
I'm not familiar or aware with that. He's not indicted on anything that I'm aware of, and so I don't know anything and can't speak to that. But I will say that I have been, as you said, Margaret, I don't know anything, and I don't know anything about that.
Nancy Mace becomes the latest Republican to support far-right Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan for Speaker of the House, even if that means overlooking serious allegations that have long hounded Jordan's career. And since Nancy Mace is playing dumb about the controversial allegations against Jordan, let's refresh our collective memories about the man currently seeking to become third in line for the presidency.
Groveling on the 4th of July, begging me to go against my brother. Begging me. Crying for a half hour. That's the kind of cover-ups that's going on there. Jim Jordan called me several times after that. That week, I had to have my lawyer call him, tell him to stop calling me.
These allegations accuse Jordan of attempting to silence child victims of sexual abuse. Yet Jordan rarely faces any direct questions about his time coaching wrestling at Ohio State, despite multiple accusers alleging Jordan helped cover up serial sexual abuse there. Now Jordan's running to become one of the most powerful men in America. He's already amassed nearly 70 votes ahead of the party's private caucus on Tuesday afternoon. Jordan doesn't have nearly enough votes to win the speakership, but he has more than enough to drag the balloting process out for months if he chooses. But Jordan's already getting a mainstream media makeover, and apparently he's grown a whole lot in the last few months, even if he's still the same guy who's dodging a lawful congressional subpoena.
Jim Jordan came to Congress before I started and had been there a number of years, and the number of members of Congress that said that the Jim Jordan of 2010 or 2020 is a night and day difference to the Jim Jordan of 2023. And there's been a lot of change and I guess maturity in the way that he's approached things. I think he's a great communicator. And I think that Jim is absolutely a viable candidate.
That's right. Jim Jordan, mature master communicator. Republicans are seriously going to try and make this happen. And I mean, seriously. Tell me you can't smell this picture through the screen. But not everyone thinks Jim Jordan is a big, mature boy, including fired former Speaker Kevin McCarthy, who's now indicating he may actually run again for his job. Here's McCarthy talking about Matt Gaetz and his new best buddy, Nancy Mace.
Could you imagine if we were sitting here and we listened further to a Gaetz and Mace, that we were in a shutdown? That as we asked our 30,000 men and women in the military in the Middle East to defend us without being paid, that the question around the world of what was happening here today, that's a decision by the conference. I'll allow the conference to make whatever decision. Whether I'm Speaker or not.
Well, it's too little too late for that show of spine, Kevy, because McCarthy's already destroyed what little trust he has on the Democratic side. If McCarthy wants to become Speaker again, he'll need to convince his own party to put him there. Democrats aren't going to lift a finger to help a guy they can't trust. Republicans are now heading into a Speaker contest that could take weeks and bring the government to the brink of yet another shutdown. Jim Jordan has made clear he's just fine disrupting the work of the House to try and become the GOP's radical leader. Unfortunately, there's not much anyone can do to stop him. Voters have a front row seat to this carnival of Republican dysfunction, and that's already revealing itself in the polls. As voters turn away in disgust at even more Republican insanity, the GOP's 2024 hopes are rapidly slipping away. If you thought that was wild, check out this video.
It says never surrender.
Never surrender.
Okay, that is a picture of him surrendering to Georgia authorities, though, right?
Sure.
And as always, leave a comment below so you can let me know what I should cover next.